Now, children, today.
Now, children, let us revise something about the Stone Age. I've already told you the early man belonged to the prehistoric period of history, and this prehistoric age is known as the Stone Age. As you can see, it is written there that Stone Age is divided into three phases. Yes, the first one, Paleolithic Age, which is also known as the Old Stone Age, because in this age most of the tools were made of stone. This age is also known as the Ice Age because it is believed that many parts of the earth were covered with the ice. The next is your Mesolithic Age. The Mesolithic Age is also known as the Middle Stone Age, and the next is Neolithic Age, which is also known as the New Stone Age. We already know that in the Paleolithic Age, the early men were nomads. Nomads because they moved from one place to another. They were also known as hunter-gatherers, and there are many reasons why they were known so. The most important reason is that they moved from one place to another when the food got exhausted. Exhausted means finish. They also followed the movements of animals. Animals moved from one place to another in search of their food, and thus early men followed them. The search of water also forced them to move from one place to another. Then we'll also talk more about the tools that were used by the early men. As I said, most of the tools were made of stone, and the most common stone used by early men in that period was flint. Now, children, let us talk about discovery of fire. Fire is considered to be the most important discovery of early man. He might have seen forest fire or accidentally rubbed two stones together, which might have created a spark. This led to the discovery of fire. Fire was useful for early men in many ways. It provided warmth and it used to light up the jungles at night. It is also believed that they used fire to frighten animals as they lived in the caves and it was dark in the caves. Fire also helped early men in cooking food. As we know, early men used to eat raw food. That means he used to kill animals and eat raw meat of animals. So fire helped early men in cooking food. It is believed that traces of ash have been found at Kurnool, which is a place in Andhra Pradesh, which indicates the use of fire by prehistoric men. Let us now talk about the tools. There were different kinds of tools used in the Paleolithic Age, but most of them were made of a stone called flint. Why flint was used? Because it was a stone that chips off easily. That means it used to break off easily. And as you can see, it is written, based on the improvement in the quality of tools, the Stone Age is further subdivided into three periods. Lower Paleolithic Age. It is believed that mostly hand axes and choppers were used. Middle Paleolithic Age. Scrapers were used. And how do we get information about these tools? Because most of these tools have been found in Son village in Punjab and on the banks of river Narmada in your Madhya Pradesh. Let us now talk about your Upper Paleolithic Age. Mostly blades were used, and where have these been found? They have been found in Madhya Pradesh and Chota Nagpur Plateau. It is given that many Paleolithic tools have been found in India from sites like Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh, Bhimbetaka in Madhya Pradesh, and at Kurnool in your Andhra Pradesh. These tools were used for a variety of purposes like to cut meat, bones, and scrape bark from the trees. Let us now talk about your development of art. Discovery of fire provided warmth during the cold weather, and provided protection to the early men against the wild and ferocious animals. So, early men started painting in the caves at night. And what did they use for painting? They mostly used charcoal to do the wall paintings. And what did they paint? They used to paint what they saw. They used to paint scenes of hunting and wild animals on the walls of the cave. In India, the cave paintings of Paleolithic age have been found in Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh. There are many such pieces of painting in other parts of the world also, and it is believed that early men used the art of painting to express their emotions, to express their feelings. There's one more reason why they used to paint on the walls of the cave, because they did not have the knowledge of writing. Yes, no script was developed in your Paleolithic age. So they used to paint on the walls of the cave. Many other examples of cave paintings have also been found in the other parts of the world, like in Spain and in France. Many cave painting settlements. Settlements are places where early man lived. I repeat, settlements are places where early man lived. What are factory sites? Places where early man made tools. Habitation sites, places where early man lived. So what is factory cum habitation sites? These are places where early man lived as well as made tools. Early man lived in groups, yes, as it gave them security and protection. He could also hunt better and gather more food in a group because he was a hunter and gatherer, if you remember. There was also a sense of equality within the group, and there was no private property. They used to share everything and then have it. In this picture, you can see that they are living together as a group. Now we are going to talk about your next stage, that is your Mesolithic age. Mesolithic age is also known as your Middle Stone Age. As I have told you, in this age, the world became a much warmer place. Because it became warm, grasslands, yes, the areas were now covered with huge and tall grass, and because of this, the number of animals, the herbivorous animals who ate grass, they increased. Men also made development, there was mental development, and now they had knowledge of how to make smaller, sharper, and efficient tools. They were sharper, they were smaller, that is why they were given a name called microlith. These tools were stuck on the bones or wood to make tools. Example, saws and sickle. I must also tell you that they were very creative and they used different techniques for making stone tools. In one technique, one stone was used against another stone for making tool. One was used as a hammer and the second stone was used to make tools. In another technique, when a stone was used on another stone on bone to remove the flakes that were then shaped into tools. That means the sharp stones that fell down, they were also used to make the tools. Now, where have we found these microliths? We have found a lot of microliths in the Chota Nagpur region of Jharkhand, and some of them we have also found in our own state, that is your Uttar Pradesh. We also see many other developments in Mesolithic age. In Mesolithic age, men learnt about food habits of animals and also breeding seasons of animals. They were observing the changes around them. They were seeing the changes in their surroundings and learning from them. Slowly, they were moving towards herding and domestication of animals. What is the meaning of domestication? I've told you. Domestication means training of animals. They also learnt the art of fishing. Due to climatic changes, many crops also began to grow on their own, like wheat, barley, and rice. Now they collected these grains as food, and they also learnt when and how these grains would grow. So over here we can just observe, or we can think, or we can conclude that now men in Mesolithic age were progressing towards agriculture and